There's many different things we can prepare for Season of Discovery Phase 2. For example, a full quest log, materials and so on. And today I've put together a guide with many different things you can farm that will begin a quest. This allows you to get even more experience, so you can also get ahead of the competition and reach level 40 even quicker. When you slay the final boss in the dungeon Wailing Caverns that is located in Barrens, you can also loot the glowing shard, and this can be looted by both factions. At the Phase 2 launch day, you then wanna head to Ratchet and begin the quest. Next you gotta speak to this goblin that is located close to the Flight Master. Ask for more information about the glowing shard, and next you will have to head back to Wailing Caverns, or well, on top of the dungeon at this mountain area. On top of the mountain there will be a small building, and in here you will find a Tauren. Yeah, both factions can speak to the Tauren. When you hand in the quest you will also get a follow-up that will either tell you to head to the Nasus as an Alliance player or Thunderbluff as a Horde player. You should also head to Ashenwell and do the World PvP event. When you kill the different guards, you can also obtain the Warzen Outrider mark, an item that will also begin a quest. This quest item you hand in Ashenwell, and it will reward you with experience and also an item that will increase your damage and healing by 5% for 2 hours. Pretty nice when we're also gonna level up to 40. When you slay the final encounter in BFD, you also have a chance to obtain this item. It begins a quest, and it will most likely not reward you with any experience. However, you will get a world buff that will last for 2 hours. So having this item in your inventory allows you to go to the Nasus or Thunderbluff, activate the item and get a new world buff. But remember, you can only do it once, but it will provide a buff to anyone in those main cities. In the southern part of Stranglethorn, there are 3 pirate ships. On these ships you can obtain a riddle, an item that begins a quest at level 35. But you can obtain this item no matter what level you are. So I would much rather spend my time doing this now instead of doing it in Phase 2. Also because I don't plan to go here to quest, this will be in Phase 3. You can solo this if you play a class with a pet, else it's way more efficient to find someone else and do it together. Then one player could for example be standing on top of objects and prevent the monsters from hitting them, and at the same time you can then loot the riddle. The reason why you want to focus on doing this is because it starts a big quest chain that will reward a lot of experience, and at the end you can also get yourself a 14 slot back. Another way to loot the riddle is simply just to use defensive cooldowns. As a rogue I for example used evasion, as a paladin you could use a bubble. And meanwhile the other player in your party is gonna loot the riddle. In a moment I'll show you Alliance and Horde specific quests you can also prepare. But before I show you these, then I would also highly recommend you to subscribe to the channel so you get notified when I'm gonna post my next video, because I plan to release a lot more Season of Discovery content anytime soon. As an Alliance, you should head into Dead Mines and slay the final boss. Here you can obtain a letter that will begin a quest that you hand in Stormwind City, and there's also gonna be a follow-up for the dungeon Stargates. In the southern part of Darkshore, there's an area where you can loot a book. The drop chance is awful, and I would highly recommend you to do this with someone else. It took me more than 50 kills to obtain this. The good thing however is that it's shared, so if it drops for someone in your party, then all of you will be able to loot it. Even though you loot this in Darkshore, then you hand it in Ironforge, so the next time you go to Ironforge, you just hand it in. An old history book is an item you can obtain from pretty much every single creature in Duskwood. It's a low drop chance, but still something you should be farming and prioritize getting now. As a Horde, you should head to Thousand Needles and look for the messenger. You will be able to obtain the assassination note that you also hand in the very same zone. It seems like Horde players has way more quests they can prepare like this, at least higher level quests compared to the Alliance. An example could be in Ashenwell, where you accept the Ashenwell hunt and you complete this instantly. This allows you to pick up 3 items that begins a quest. One of these where you need to slay a bear, and if you find it difficult to find the specific target, then you type /tar and the name of this NPC. To make it even easier, then you could also add a mark to the target so you can see it even though it's behind an object. Some of them can be a bit difficult to solo, so I would highly recommend you to form a party and look for other people who are also doing this quest. Mainly because the final target you will also have to slay is level 31. These quests are so important to do, also because all 3 you hand in at the exact same location, so you're gonna end up with a lot of additional experience, and then you could farm more experience in dungeons, or maybe even do yet another thing. This is to head to Desolate and kill these higher level creatures. Yeah, they're gonna be above level 30, so you should definitely form a party. It's a low drop chance, but you can get this item that begins a quest, and it requires you to be level 25. So do you feel prepared for phase 2? And what things have you prepared? Let me know this in a comment below the video. Soon I'll release my investment guide and many other videos as a preparation for phase 2, so stay tuned for those.